Hi. How are you, Dr.?
Hi, Yasmin. How are you? We're going to bring you in just 1 minute, okay, babe?
Okay, perfect. No worries.
So, welcome. And we are so excited that you are with us tonight. We have some amazing guests. We have Yasmin Elsnor, and she's going to be telling us all about her work. Yasmin I'm mispronouncing it. Elsnor, I'll have to check with her on that, is a New York-based life and manifestation coach. We all need that, especially now that we're coming to the end of 2020. We made it. Okay, specializing in relationships, and she helps others to manifest the ideal life, teaching the importance of shadow work. Ooh, yeah, that's some tough work, but it's good. Teaching the importance of shadow work and facing challenges that block us from stepping into our power. She believes that having passion and drive and motivation is the right mindset, which will allow you to take control of your life and step confidently into your power. And we can all use, I don't know why there's a slight delay on this, but we're going to keep going. Stepping into your power is something that we all can use. It's so important. And we talk a lot about empowerment, embodiment, and there's such good tools. And I'm just so excited that here today, so many people can find them. You know, it's a part of the everyday conversation. And it wasn't even 10 years ago. So this is all very exciting. So we are going to be right back with Yasmin Elsnor. And by the way, she is an Instagram hit, but she's very kind and she answers all of her messages. So make sure you check her out. And we'll be right back.
Are you tired of pain? Tired of taking pain pills that only take the edge off your pain? Tired of ablation and injected steroid procedures that have to be done over and over? Maybe you continue to suffer because pain is not what your doctor was taught. It isn't coming from nerve, disc, spine, or even inflammation. I'd like to help you understand more about your pain and how we can help you make it go away. I'm Dr. Hal Blattman, based at the Blattman Health and Wellness Center in Cincinnati, Ohio.
And Dr. Hal Blattman, who's a very good friend of the show and actually a sponsor of ours, he has been doing some amazing things. He's now going to be joining the ASH Center here in New York, which is a really big deal, as the medical director. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of him as he'll be in, I don't know how he's going to do this. He's an amazing man. He'll be in Thursdays and Fridays in New York City. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the Cincinnati office, and occasionally out of the Seattle office. So stay tuned.
Would you like to find balance between your personal power and harmonious relationships? How would it feel if you can exert your will in partnership without exerting too much authority and finding an effective balance that works? A chakra recharge can help you do just that. Whether it's before a first date, an existing relationship, or a work relationship that needs an infusion of positive energy, visit KellyRayCoaching.com. Kelly, Kellie, Ray, RAE, coaching.com. Just click contact on the website to schedule this $25 mini distant Reiki session with Reiki Master Kelly Ray for a better you.
Hi, I am Dr. Tranquility for Lifted Infused Teas. That is at LFTD Infused Teas, found on Facebook and Instagram. Lifted Infused Teas are amazing. They are created with premium alcohol and cannabis, so you don't have that groggy, hungover feeling the next day. You know what I'm talking about. They come in an array of exotic flavors.
Oops.
6 with
Try to show you this.
and
It's lifted.
6 alcohol-free. Among my favorites are the mango peach and one that was created with me in mind, Tranquilaze. That is at LFTD Infused Teas on Facebook and Instagram. I've got my Tranquilays. Have you got yours?
Okay, so we're back. We paid our bills, and now we're so excited and blessed to have Yasmin.
Hello. Hi,
How
Dr.
are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me. I was so excited for this.
I'm so excited. You're just such a rock star on Instagram, and I was like, I don't know if she's even going to answer me, but let's give it a shot.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to speak to you and share my story, and I'm super excited for this.
Well, tell us a little bit about, what you're doing. I mean, what was the impetus for your work? How did you start doing what you're doing?
Yeah, so I actually always wanted to work in the field of mental health. As a kid, I actually wanted to become a psychologist.
Okay.
The problem was that my parents didn't really support that. They wanted me to either be a doctor or a lawyer. And I ended up being none. I was like, oh, and no, that does not align with me. So I ended up doing marketing, in school.
Okay.
And it wasn't fulfilling. I felt like there was a part of me that still wanted to do more than just, own a business, just selling things. I wanted to go a little bit further, a little bit deeper. And I didn't know what that thing was, but I knew I wanted to help others. I knew that I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. So I had that idea. And this was when I'm 26 now. And when I was 21, that's when I started to feel like that kind of like that.
Baby. I'm so happy for you that you found your calling young.
Thank you. Yeah, it's such a blessing, and it feels so nice to be able to help people, of my generation, my age as well, to wake up to their passion and their purpose, and to help anyone really, of any age. But it felt really good to finally like snap out of that and be like, no, I want to do more. I want to do more than this. So it wasn't until my breakup with my ex-boyfriend that was the catalyst for me to completely jump into this work. I was very afraid of like doing it before that. And then once the breakup happened, I was like, nope, this is it. Like I have to do this. And I knew that in order for me to step in as a coach and to step in as someone that leads with integrity, I have to do the work, and I have to show people that I am walking the walk and I'm talking the talk and I'm doing all the things that I'm telling other people to do or I'm helping them do. So I knew that I had to get deep with the shadow work and figure out what I wanted to do with my life, why I kept attracting the same kind of partner over and over and over again, and how to find my own happiness. I was constantly looking for outside sources to fulfill me. And it took a while for me to finally be like, nope, I am full as I am, and I don't need outside sources to fulfill me. I don't need a partner to make me happy. I'm already happy as I am. These things enhance happiness, but it really all comes down to what I have in my heart, and that inner peace is exactly what I wanted to manifest. And again, it's an ongoing journey. I'm not anywhere near perfect, and I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to walk with integrity and help others do the same. So I'm so excited for this work, and I love what I do,
I love what you do. So what is a typical session with you like?
So a typical
session one.
Absolutely. So a session with me is I go very deep, and I always tell my clients, like, before we get into it, I do discovery calls with them, which is 30 minutes, a free discovery call, just to kind of get to know what it is that they need and want, and also to see if we're a good fit and if we're in alignment, if I can help, if they really like me and they like what I teach and who I am, then we go ahead and we get started. So I like to tell them on that call, I like to go deep. And for me, it's all about putting in the work, and both of us put in the work, because I think a lot of people have this misconception of, if I'm working with a coach or I work with a mentor, they're going to do most of the work and I'm going to be healed after.
And I don't have to do anything.
Exactly. So it's just like, no, there's a lot of work that goes into that, and both parties have to put in that work. So I let them know that this is, if it's my 3-month program, usually that's what I offer. It's enough time for the person to really understand their needs and their goals and their insecurities. And so in those 3 months, we go very deep. and we really get down to the bottom of the core wounds and the core insecurities, because that's what holds us back. You know, we can't work on manifesting or any of those things until we really get to the bottom of that. So I let them know, and I'm like, I don't do surface level. I go a lot deeper than that. And you guys just have to be open-minded. You have to come with an open heart and open mind, and just be ready to learn new things and try different things that maybe you've never done before. You know, get out of that comfort zone. So that's what I love to teach them. And my sessions are like wonderful. You know, I have so many clients that they're ideal. And we're such a good match, and it feels really good to feel that way with someone that's helping. And it feels good for me because I'm not just taking your money, you know, I'm like charging you for a service, but you're getting something out of it, which is to me is so fulfilling more than anything.
Do you have a standard rate or a sliding scale?
So right now I have a sliding scale with everything that has been happening with COVID for sure. I wanted to make sure that I can help others that are not financially fit right now. And, you know, usually I have my standard fee, but right now I'm very flexible, and I'm open to working with each person on individual needs as well. If they, you know, want something, then we can work on that together. I'm also creating a mentorship program where I'm creating like a little bit of like a coaching menu where the person can tell me what it is that they need, and I create something very specific to their needs. You know, because I teach so many different things that I'm like, why not? I can just add all these different things. And if someone likes numerology, for example, then I can teach them something with that. If someone likes, you know, astrology, then I can teach them something with that. So there's a lot of things that I've learned on this journey, and a lot of courses that I've taken that I can totally use. And creating something that's very specific to each client usually helps a lot. And it gets them what it is that they need.
Now tell us how the numerology works. We've had Magic Kathy on, and we've had Erin Claire Jones.
I love Erin.
I love Erin too. We were assemblage pals.
Oh my God, no way. It's fun because I worked at the assemblage.
Did you? I don't remember you.
I did. I used to go there all the time. And I don't know if you know Donalyn Savello.
Yes. I'm actually chatting with Donalyn. She's going to be coming on.
Oh my God, no way. She's my coach. She's my mentor. She's my fairy godmother.
She's lovely. She's lovely.
Great. Yes, I do. I got introduced to numerology from Donalyn. She was the one that taught me.
Yeah.
Everything I had.
She's the go-to.
Yeah.
Especially for teaching. Absolutely. And then you take it and you personalize it. So how have you personalized it?
So for me, the way I personalize it is I love to take what Donalyn has taught me in terms of life lessons and how each person like learns their life lessons. I have a book on it too. So it's really handy for me to look at that and read through each person's combination of life lessons and break it down for them. But depending on the need. So if they're coming to me for relationship issues, then I'm like, okay, I'm able to break it down depending on where that wound is with those numbers, also using my intuition. So a lot of the time it's very intuitive, and I tune in to what it is that the person needs and why they're coming to me, as well as getting the information that they're obviously giving me. So I really try to personalize it as much as possible, and most of that is coming from intuition.
Well, I love it. I know with date therapy, I do use my intuition, and it's a mind-body protocol also. So it's a bit of mind-body medicine work for my training at Harvard. And then it's also hypnotic. It's not hypnotic anesthesiology. I am a hypnotic anesthesiologist, but this isn't that work. That's deep work that's used for PTSD and trauma.
That's deep work,
yeah. And anxiety. And, you know, there's been a 30% spike in the suicide rate.
Yeah, for sure.
So since March. So we really need to get on that in all of the different ways. You know, I like to bring the audience different practitioners so that they can pick people that they feel aligned with and get to know them and start working with them. And I think you're wonderful. I'm trying to rack my brain now to remember you. I know we've seen each other. I know we've seen each other there all the time.
Yes, I used to.
Not all the time, but
Yeah, but I like went there and I took I did the events and I worked at the front desk for a little while as well. And, I would just go and get my work done.
Front desk. When you said that, it clicked. I have seen you.
That clicked, yeah. And I've seen you too. When you reached out, I was like, I feel like I know her.
Yeah, we do. We know each other from the
assemblage. The face is familiar. This is
and
amazing.
I'm so sad that there's no more assemblage.
I know. I'm so sad. I love those community spaces where you can just go and connect. And I felt so, nice going there and being there.
And it was so elegant. I mean, they were stunning.
Yeah.
To look at, and great decor. I used it as my office to see people. I would take meeting rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, for sure. And all the locations were stunning. The John Street one was really beautiful.
Yeah. Amazing.
That one was definitely one of my favorites for sure. And the new one, I saw the new one.
Park Avenue. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. Well, it's so sad. The founder passed away, and it kind of there went the assemblage because he was the lifeblood.
Yeah,
for sure. Especially financially and keeping all the partners and so. But now we're meeting each other in different places and spaces. So
yes, it's meant to be. It's meant to be.
It is. So tell people how they can reach you.
So I have 2 Instagram accounts. My personal one is where I do my content creation, creative stuff, like just for fun, and of course I post a lot of inspirational stuff there as well. That's where my main audience is. And then my other account is my coaching account, and that one is at the Yasmin Elzamore, and the personal is
Elzamore.
Elzamore, yeah.
Okay, so the second time I said it correctly.
The second time.
Okay.
Exactly.
I was skipping those O's, and I was going straight to Elzamore, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not how it's written. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
it's at the Yasmin Elzamore, and the other one is at Yasmin Elzamore.
Okay.
Yeah. And my website right now is yasminelzamore.com, but right now I'm rebuilding it and rebranding and doing all that good stuff. Creating like a new logo for it, so I'm excited about that. That's a new project.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So right now that's under construction, the website. But if anyone wants to reach me, they could totally just DM me. I'm very open to just talking, chatting, giving any kind of advice, any kind of support. Like you said, right now is a really difficult time, and I noticed that there's a lot of loneliness, and people are feeling very disconnected from the world and from themselves. So we need each other now more than ever, for sure. And just because we're socially distant doesn't mean we have to be, socially disconnected. So yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
And we need you, lady. So you guys reach out to Yasmin Elzamore. Yeah. You will find her on either of those Instagram accounts, also the .com, her name, and .com. You'll find her website, and she offers a sliding scale. Just reach out, talk with her, and get to know her a little bit. She's amazing. She's bubbly. She's fun. She's vivacious. She's helpful. These are good qualities.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're so sweet.
Oh, thank you. So I just want to thank you for being here. I'm so honored and blessed, and I hope that we can get you back again.
Absolutely. I would love that. I would love that.
Maybe more of a deep dive for like a solid, 40 minutes to an hour, and just really get into it.
Absolutely. I would love that. We can really, get in on a topic and just chat and talk about that.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, Yasmin, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. You're so sweet. You're amazing. I'm so glad we got to connect again.
Me too. We'll have to connect some more off air.
For sure.
Definitely. It was lovely seeing your face.
Lovely seeing you too. Thank you.
That was Yasmin Elzamore. And she is just a firecracker. Really excited to have some of these young people. I think she said she's 23. In doing what they're doing and helping so many people, and just getting it done. with joy in her heart and just love. And we are going to be coming up with another lady of love and joy, Brienne or Brie Hogan. And we are so excited to have her. And I think I'll bring her in and then we will go to a quick break. Brie!
Hi, how are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. It's great to see your face. We just connect on Instagram.
I know. Instagram's the place to be. It's the connector.
Yeah, like definitely, especially now.
Yes, isn't that true?
Yeah.
Now, do you prefer Brie or Brienne?
It doesn't matter.
No.
No, I mean, it's so weird. People call me Brienne, which is more professional, I guess, but most of the people in my inner circle call me Brie. So whatever you're comfortable with is fine by me.
Oh, I'm comfortable either way. I just want to make sure that you're comfortable. I don't want to introduce you, which we're going to do here, and then we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Brienne Hogan is a cosmically conscious writer based in Vancouver. I'm so honored that you're joining here. Her work has been featured in over 50 publications, the Washington Post, very impressive, the BBC, Elle Canada, love Elle, Huffington Post, and BuzzFeed. She's also the author of Friendship Signs, and I want to get into that. We're going to get into friendship signs. And I'm excited to speak with you about conscious relationships, your intuition, and your energy. And I know I just recently discovered that you're a partner, a friend of Laura Day's tribe.
That's right. Yes. Laura's
I am as well.
Yeah, I think that's how we connected. Yeah. Laura's been my kind of intuitive mentor since I was 22, 23. So for a while now.
She's amazing. I mean, the way she takes intuition and then molds it into finances, for one thing, and, you know, has Newsweek calling her is it $10,000 a day psychic?
Yeah.
But, and all the predictions she's made, she's just incredible. And not to mention a best-selling author, like 8 times.
Yeah. Yes.
When you have Deepak on your site touting your benefits, it's a really good look. So, so Brie, I'm excited to speak with you, and we're going to be right back. Is that okay with you?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys. So we've got a little bit to do here. We're just going to pay a bill, and then I want to get right back to Brie. And this time, we're going to talk about Money for Likes. Now, Money for Likes is a really unique app. I love it. They're one of our sponsors here, but I liked it before that. So what they do is you can spend $10 and you can download it from Google Play or Apple, the App Store, and you basically give money, and you can give a penny or you can give as much as $10,000 if you want to artists and creators and people who are creating. So if you kind of think about a street artist back in the days when they were out, and you think about their little tin cup or little bowl that you put a tip in, that's what this is. That's what Money for Likes is. It's all about creating just the most amazing stuff. And I'm so excited to be a part of them and to have them be a part of the show. So let's get into it.
I'm excited to announce the first application of its kind. We've launched Money for Likes on iOS and Google Play. This app will allow all content creators, artists, videographers, and digital artists, just to name a few, to post their content and receive likes. We call money likes. Likes that are monetized. That's right, content creators will receive money transferable to their bank account, PayPal, and Venmo. Download the app, make a $10 in-app purchase. You'll receive 1,000 money likes to give your favorite content creator and post your content and receive likes that matter. Download the app today on iOS or Google Play.
So I want to tell you about Amor Genève wines. And it's the wine that is turquoise blue, naturally. There is an incredible backstory to this wine. It's a fantastic wine. He also does a red and a white now. He started with this amazing blue turquoise, lovely wine. He is, these wines are served. Mr. Coviello is so generous and sponsors a lot of my live dating events in New York City. And if you go to Satori XPR, you'll see Erin Claire Jones and Megan White and a bunch of others who were speaking at the live events. There was one on career and business, and there was one on dating and relationships, and relationship with self first in terms of sexuality. So it was a girls' night. And we just missed the COVID shutdown. So it was in March of last year. But if you go to Mr. Coviello, he's always talking about his amazing blue wine. It's naturally a luxury blue wine. And just experience it. It's fantastic. He's going to give you a discount. The discount code, the discount word is loyalty. And if you say that, you will get a discount on this amazing bottle of wine. And they're not extremely high priced. It's a luxury wine. It's, a high-end wine, but he keeps the price point reasonable and something that everyone can afford. Also, I wanted to tell you about LFT. I was trying to hold this up for you guys. I've been in it already, but she does these amazing honeys and infused teas with premium alcohol and cannabis. It's fantastic. I'm not a drinker, believe it or not. So she made one for me called Tranquilase that has no alcohol, and I just love it. So now it's one of her big hits. So those are two people that I just wanted to tell you about. And you can find out more at amorgeneve.com. and Mr. Coviello on Instagram, or Amor Genève on Instagram. And we're going to come right back with Brienne. Hogan. I was debating whether to say Brienne. I was like going back and forth. So Brie, tell us all about you. Tell us all about your work and what impetus, I love that question, for your work. Because I think it's really important when we can track back to what got us doing what we're doing.
Right. Well, where do I start? Well, initially I wanted to be an actor. So I wasn't even writing. I was in New York for about 7 to 8 years, and I was trying to make it as an actress. But I hated auditioning, but I always liked writing. So I ended up writing plays, and then those plays started me on my journey of freelance writing. So I was like, I'm really good at writing. I should just stick with this. So the acting dream kind of went away, and then a new dream was formed. And then I just started to write. And where I am now, where I'm really lucky because it's been about 10 years, is that I came to a point where I wanted to write about the things that I was excited about, or that I was curious about, or that I was passionate about. And, earlier in your career, like most people, you just write like whatever. So I was writing business stuff and things that I didn't even like to write about. But eventually I found that when I did write about the things that I was passionate about, that's when I started to sell more pitches. That's when I started to get bigger bylines. So I made the connection of when I write about what is really driving me, what is really driving my curiosity, what I'm just going through as a woman or a single woman or whatever, like that's what was selling my pitches. And that was what was resonating with readers. And I think that that's just for everything in life. When you're just really yourself and you're authentic, then that's what will take off for you. So that's what led me to I'm writing about stuff that I'm curious about: relationships. I'm curious about spirituality, wellness, fitness. Like I just write what I'm just into. So
That's amazing. Tell us about your book.
So Friendship Signs came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great book for me to start writing, to be a part of. I was asked to write it from the publishers. I've been into astrology since I was a teenager. So it's always been an interest of mine, but kind of like a closeted one, because up until very recently, you didn't really talk about astrology, but now it's super trendy.
Yeah, now it's totally acceptable to be conscious and to talk about all this stuff that at one time was seen as very woo-woo.
Yeah, I'm a very woo-woo person. Like, I'm not like, now I'm very proud to say that, but like when I was a teenager, it was like, oh, I'm going to the occult store, I'm not going to tell anyone. Even when I was in college, I was not really talking about the things that I was into, but I started to, like I was saying about with my writing, I started to explore what I was interested in. And so I was writing about astrology for Hello Giggles, and friendships and relationships too, I was writing about. And then I was offered this opportunity to put them together and create this book where you can use astrology, which I think astrology used as a tool is very powerful. And so to use astrology as a way into exploring your friendships and how you can show up as your best self as a friend, or how you can better understand your friend.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. So tell us about your work with conscious relationships.
So dating, I've been writing about dating for a long time. That was when I decided to be a freelance writer. That was like my gateway drug, I guess, into the scene, because I was like a 30-year-old single woman, and I was like, okay, well, what's on my mind right now? Dating. And I just started to write these essays, because about 10 years ago, essay writing was so popular. It's not so popular now, but women, especially of my age, they were writing a lot about their love lives. So it was very Carrie Bradshaw, very Sex and the City.
Yeah.
And I started to do that. But as I shifted and as I've matured and evolved, like I was saying with my writing, so has my writing. So whereas before I was writing more about, I don't know, like sexual experiences that maybe I shouldn't have shared, but it was like, okay, whatever. Or dating advice, like the top 10 pickup lines, or, like very generic things. And then I just started to mature, and I just thought, that's not what dating is, relationships, at least for me, is about. I don't think so. I think we can kind of fall to that sort of idea that it's one size fits all for relationships, and that this dating advice is just very vanilla and very generic. But at the end of the day,
that's what they want too, because I know I was asked to write, and I had a column for a couple of years on Cupid's Pulse, and they wanted that kind of, generic and with pops of celebrities who are doing whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's just that type of, but I noticed a lot of the companies who had come to me and asked me to write were saying the same thing.
I mean, they still do. And I still write for a number of online dating sites for their blogs. But what I do now is, if I can, and if they don't edit me out, I will slide in what I feel is more conscious, and like a more kind of, I don't know, a higher perspective on dating. So, because at the end of the day, no matter where my writing is going to appear, like I wanted to reflect me and what I feel is true. And I do think we're stepping into a time where people are more, I see it on my Instagram, where we're more curious about consciousness, and we are more open about therapy. We're more open about wellness. We're more open about our inner child and our attachment types. Like, they're everywhere now on Facebook.
Yes.
So and Instagram. So I just think like we're at this point where we're ready to view relationships from a more evolved perspective where, you know, like if you're having relationship problems, it's probably because you have a problem with your own relationship with yourself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and when I made that switch, which wasn't that long ago, that's when things started to become very clear to me in terms of like what I wanted in a relationship, first of all, what I wanted in a partner, but also all of those things that I wanted in a relationship and a partner, those are the things that I needed to cultivate within myself.
Within yourself. Yeah. I know that's what date therapy is about. It's date therapy is my protocol, and I created it when I was around 30. People might come to me saying, you know, you hypnotize people for all these reasons. Can't you do something to help me find a man or a woman? And that's how date therapy was born. And of course, we did case studies and everything else, but that was the impetus for datetherapy.com and date therapy on Instagram. And it's inside out because you've got to fix the inside first. It's all very sexy and wonderful to start outside, and it's much easier to blame someone else.
Right.
But you, as you know, my last guest, Yasmin, was talking about, you got to do that work.
Yeah.
You know, and it's once you do, it's so much more rewarding. Did you find that?
Oh, well, I'm still on the journey. So I'm still finding that. Like I'm still uncovering things and learning more about myself, and then tracing it back to certain instances, like in my childhood or different relationships, and like thinking, okay, well, why was I keep attracting that man, that type of a man, or that type of relationship?
Right.
And what does that say about me? Or, you know, just trying to just put all the pieces together.
Yes.
I think it's really important. And it's also really fascinating to like look at yourself and just have those kind of moments where you're like,
yeah, is that me?
Yeah.
Woo. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. And very telling.
It is, and humbling.
Very, very, very humbling. So where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram, Brie Hogan. So it's Erie Hogan. And then I also have a website. Yeah, like the cheese. And my website is briennehogan.ca. And I'm also on Twitter, Brienne Hogan, but I'm not really on Twitter anymore. It's a little bit depressing.
I haven't been on Twitter. Like I stopped Twitter more than 4 years ago, but 4 years ago it was a definite halt.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to see all the nonsense that, I don't want to say nonsense. These are people's feelings and what they want to share.
Yeah.
But some of it was very negative. So
it's a lot.
Yeah. Instagram's far more positive. You know what? I'm noticing that we still have Yasmin here. I'm going to bring her back in. We're going to try something.
Okay.
If you still have a moment, Brie.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
Let me see if I can do. Oh, I can do that. That's wonderful. Okay, we're going to do a round table.
Yay!
And I've never done this before, but I think it would be wonderful. So, what is something that you want people to know that they will get from working with you? Brie, I'm going to start with you first.
Well, I think in terms of writing, actually, I am going to start doing a writing coaching thing next year. That's kind of my goal. So for me, I think I'm going to incorporate a lot of energy work, a lot of intuition. I really want to work with people in terms of on a very personal, intuitive level, and really get to help them in terms of like who they are, tell their story, but in a way that is very like them. Like I don't want a cookie cutter way of working with everyone. I want to work with people and their like their soul, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yasmin, what about you? What's something that you would like to have people take away?
Brie, I love what you said because I feel the same way in my practice. It's kind of just like
they're similar,
like
actually.
Individual, you know, like I was talking about like this mentorship program that I want to create. And it's just making it really individual to each person that I work with, because I don't want it to be like this general thing. And it's like one size fits all, because everyone's different and everyone has different needs. So that's something that I definitely want people to know, is that, you know, they are special and individual in their own way, and they deserve to be treated as such, you know?
Yes. What is a piece of advice that you would give to someone who perhaps has self-esteem issues but is attempting to date anyway, and is noticing that she dates men who tend to be verbally abusive? Yasmin.
So with that, I would say just finding your own boundaries and understanding what it is that you need first and foremost, because that's really the only way we can, you know, meet people and date them and even know what it is that we want from another human being. And just being in touch with yourself, knowing when to step back and pay attention to what it is that, you know, you want in that moment, and when it's okay to go out there and date or meet other people or talk to others. So
Right.
yeah.
Brienne, how about you?
I would probably tell her not to date right away. I think I'd tell her to take a little break and do some inner work, maybe go to therapy, especially if her partner had been verbally abusive. I'm sure that's traumatic. So I'm just thinking about, if it was a friend of mine, I would say, you know, maybe take a little break from dating, understand why, you know, how you got into that relationship. Like, why were you attracted to this person? And not to put any blame, but to get curious about how this kind of interaction, you know, happened. And then try to find what it is that she would really want to seek in a relationship, and investigate how you can embody that, you know, whether that's through like inner work or therapy or other modalities. But I would try to really get to the bottom of, why am I attracting that into my experience?
Right. Yeah. I'm in alignment with you. Yeah. With you both, actually, but with you in that I would advise her not to date for a little while. Because she'll just choose another man who will or partner who will do the same thing in some way. There'll be abuse there, because when you have low self-esteem, you tolerate too much. You know, you don't have healthy boundaries. They're messy. They're falling over and collapsing and running into other things. And you need to just get straight for a minute, and then you can date, you know.
Yeah. And just know your worth.
Yes. Because you're going to pick a man who's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, we pick when our self-esteem is off, or when we're buying into someone's BS who's trying to put us down, we tend to make allowances for that person that we wouldn't normally make.
Right.
And so an exercise that I'll do with people is I'll have them give their partner another name. If they're white, I'll tell them to make them black. If they're black, I'll tell them to make them white or Chinese or anything other than what they are.
Right.
And just step into that. And if you just met this person and you met them out, would you be tolerating what you're tolerating from the person you're dating? You know? And then you want to creep in slowly. Maybe depending on your age, but maybe you want to have a sex partner. You know, not right away. I'd still recommend a bit of time, but just have a partner that you can go to for maintenance, and, you know, to have that aspect, because there is a lot to be said about what goes on with a woman's body during as a part of her sexuality, the endorphin, everything, the oxytocin, it's dopamine, you know, it's just an amazing thing. So there's something to be for that, and I would encourage it, and then eventually find a partner. You know, I think
I like that.
Yeah. Well, ladies, I have loved having you on. This was good. I like the roundtable.
Yeah,
I doing that.
I like this.
I didn't know that I could. I was afraid I'd cut someone off. This is a relatively new show. So when it goes out as an audio to the distributor, it's strictly audio. There's no video.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
But I want to thank both of you, Bree and Yasmin. It was an honor to have you on, and you ladies are blowing up Instagram. It's really exciting to see women standing in their power and just getting it done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's my favorite thing to see that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful bit of work. So I thank you for being with me. I'm Dr. Tranquility Lydia of DrTranquility.com or Dr. spelled out, tranquility.com and SatoriXPR.com. I have a teeny boutique PR business, which is just because people were asking me how I was landing interviews. So I started helping people. And before I knew it, I couldn't get my work done because I was, bum deep in helping people to land these interviews. And I finally said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to start a little boutique. So that's what Satori is. It's a Buddhist word that means once you know, you know.
I like that.
I like that.
So
I like that.
Thank you. I like it too. Yeah. Yeah. So ladies, I want to thank you again for being with us. You can find these women on Instagram. They have told you, Bree Hogan, at Yasmin. Okay, let me get this straight. I haven't said it in a moment. Elsmore. Elsmore.
Yeah, you said it. You said it right.
Okay. At Yasmin Elsmore also.
Perfect.
And just enjoy your life. Get out there, make something happen. It's the holidays. Do something nice for someone else, especially if you're feeling a little bit down. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you it will help elevate your spirits and bring you up to a more lovingly conscious space when you do that. So for everyone, have a good night. Ladies, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's great.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
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 Myself off. Turn myself off. How did I do that? Okay. Don't forget Amor Genève wine. We will have, we'll be talking more about this. We haven't really done too much with it, and we like to give it a good few mentions to really get things going. But you got to try it. It's turquoise blue, naturally. I mean, come on. It should be, if I still drank, it would be Dr. Tranquility's signature wine because it's blue. But I don't, so I can't, but all my friends who have tried it have nothing but wonderful things to say about it. And it's really exciting. So I thank you for joining us today, and go out and make it a great life and enjoy. Take care.